Welcome to Money Club Mondays. It's July 3rd, day before the 4th of July. So hopefully everybody gets out there, celebrates freedom in the United States of America. It's why we're able to do what we do every day and go out there and be entrepreneurs and have real estate businesses and control our future. So today, what we're going to do is we have a couple of our premier members in Private Money Club, Michelle and Vin, who are very active in the active in Private Money Club, active in their community. They're doing a takeover of Texas right now, doing some really cool stuff with Private Money Club. So they do a lot of investing themselves. And why I love Michelle and Vin is they also love to work with other Private Money Club members and help coach them up and kind of show them what they're doing. And so they've asked to come on today and talk a little bit about that. So Michelle, you were just saying, we have a lot of newbies coming on Private Money Club, but how are you guys? And take it away for sure. Thanks for coming on today.
Absolutely. So I want to welcome everyone. I know many people know us, but there's some that don't. So just wanted to go over a couple of things that we're currently doing and we're excited about, but also to extend the invitation at the end of our presentation. We'll give you our contact number so that you can reach out to us. And if there's any questions in regards to how does PMC work, what does that look like, what type of funding that we can partner together, we can learn from, definitely reach out. Right now, we are in a phase of the exciting opportunity we have now, but also looking to start to purchase more properties to be able to get lending on through PMC. I'm excited to announce everything we have put on PMC has been fully lended on and all through 100% of PMC members. So, which is great. So we currently, we need to get more projects so we could be able to work together. At this time right now, if you think, oh, hey, I'm still working on my, my policy, or I'm still working on getting my LLC up, or this is a time for us to start to get to know each other and really start to build that relationship so that when you are prepared, then we can be able to see if the opportunities that we'll have at that time will work for you. One of the things that I do, we kind of see is probably about a month or so of having conversations. Sometimes it goes a little bit faster, but having conversations with PMC members is where I see the threshold of us partnering together and working. So it's never too early to get to know who Vin and I are, and we can definitely jump on a call from there. We are actually we said in our last call a couple of weeks ago, and it's literally been only 2 weeks. I was listening to the call, the recorded version, and we mentioned we were going to be getting into multifamily and look to create a fund and be part of a syndication. We have actually manifested that, and that has come to fruition. Actually, with some San Antonio, very good track record individuals that they have an opportunity and they're allowing us to partner with them to do some of the raising. And so we would like to bring it to PMC as this has been a great avenue for us to be able to partner with other people with that have money. I want to lend on these deals. This is a little bit different from what we are usually, we usually do our personal portfolio and do non-accredited if you're just getting started. This is a 506C, so it is for accredited investors only. We are going to give a very, very high overview just so that if you are interested, then we will schedule a webinar to go details and you get to meet our team that we have partnered with. And they could give you the deep dive, but this is definitely just for us to be able to discuss just a higher overview of, and if there's any accredited investors, which I know that there are in PMC and are interested in the opportunity, we'll give you the information of how to get a hold of us and learn a little bit more about it.
So here, if you guys should be able to actually see the screen here for the multifamily opportunity, it is in Kansas, in a city called Wichita. And again, as she mentioned, the projected AAR is 20 to 22%. Instant equity, it is just for 506C accredited investors. And this is a 5-year hold. At least that's the projected time frame. And again, this is a great time. I mean, we love hitting our benchmarks on the timeline. We said it's even better when we're ahead of it. So if you actually go back to the previous calls, we were projecting about August. So we're way ahead of the schedule. Well, we're ahead of what we were planning to do. And then again, we'll go over this, but this is just a one-page flyer. We'll go a little bit more into it, but not completely in depth because it's a lot of information, a lot of numbers, a lot of details once you get onto the commercial side, which, Stephen, I'm sure you've done some stuff on the commercial side. You notice it's just a little bit more paperwork and a little more zeros on the back end when you go from single family into the commercial space. So again, by default, we love the group. I know, Stephen, we've had a pretty lengthy conversation last week. I had a really long conversation with Chris last week as well. And so we're excited. This is always the group that we give first right of refusal before we branch it out. So anybody on this call is the first people to see this. So we're giving this group pretty much the next 3 days to be in contact to show if there's any kind of interest. And then after that, we're going to blast it out to our list. It's about 7,500 people in our list of people that, potentially can work with. So again, this is first right of refusal. Nobody else has seen this that we've pitched this to. So we're excited.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, maybe we just hit some of those terms like that were on the screen there, like the AAR, just like the simple stuff. And by the way, I love Wichita. I lived about an hour outside of Wichita at one point, a little place called outside of Hutchinson, Kansas. But Wichita is a lot of fun, really growing city, like really cool area. So I love that it's there.
Yeah. So
you know what I love even more about that? That you're pitching it for us. So we know it's a good area. So this is
back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I again, when you hear Kansas, you think of Wizard of Oz, and that's all that's out there. And as we started doing our research and growing and partnering with this team, we realized that it's just a growing city, and it's really nice. This asset is a Class B asset, 88 units. It is located downtown. Cool thing about this deal is that this deal has already been purchased in January. So they were originally raising $3.34 million, and they are just remaining raise is $1 million. So that is what they're allowing us to come in and to help out with and be the last $1 million to raise. And that's going to be for just the additional improvements. As we mentioned, it is for accredited investors. The minimum is $100K with 110% ROI over the 5 years. And that is about a 22% annual return. They are looking to do the distributions quarterly, just as any type of syndication. But the cool thing is if you come in now and invest, you will still be grandfathered in for the time of when it was purchased in January. When they purchased the asset in January of 2023, they've already hit their 3-year projections without doing any of the capital improvements just yet. So the $1 million that is coming in is to be able to do those capital improvements. So just a little bit about the team. They have a lot of experience. It's a big group of us. So
and let's start off with the disclaimer. Yeah. We're not attorneys, we're not CPAs. Do your own due diligence. Obviously, we try to be very well insulated, and we're very conservative in our numbers, but there's still risk in real estate. So I just want to get that out of the way.
And so Paul Montaldo, he is one of the main GPs on this. That is, so he's had over 90 million in revenue. As far as, and also in the assets, he's done 3 big. They actually purchased in October 2022 another multifamily in Wichita, Kansas, down the street. So this is their second that they've purchased in the area. And so he's the main person on this with one other business, one other general partner as well. And so he's been 40 years in real estate, has a pretty decent very experienced background, has done over 625 units.
Well, the next slide is the best part of the team. That's just me.
So the next slide is us. So we're coming in, like I said, as capital raisers coming in to basically essentially help them close the deal up and continue to move on to other deals as well. This just tells you a little bit about what we have under management. We have about $4 million in real estate that we're our personal portfolio we're under management, as well as we've raised a ton of money with PMC members. So
much so that we actually closed 2 deals last week. Yeah. So again, thank you to those fellow PMC members.
So then the rest of the team, that Jonathan Sprinkle is another key principal with this. So it's Paul and Jonathan, and then we're tiered down with the other team members that are we have about 10 people that are on the team. He's a part of he's a COO of the capital investment side of it. Again, this is just to let you guys know, and we're going really quick through this. It is a team. It is, there is a group of us that are part of this. The cool thing is that there's already an asset management team in place. They've been doing very, very well. And there's a property management in place. So typically on these deals, you usually get pitched or want to join these ventures when you're purchasing. Again, this was purchased already. So there are attorneys on their teams and marketing, etc. So this is just telling you about the sponsor. So this is Paul's kind of track record. If you noticed in there, there's on the bottom under the assets under management, that's 70 unit Class A. That is the other assets that they have in Wichita, Kansas. So it's not a new territory for them. Obviously, you see here as well, they are San Antonio, Texas. That's how we met them. We met them here locally and was able to go ahead and get on this as well.
So the one thing I actually want to point out, I know it's a 5-year hold, but if you notice here, his average before moving on is 33.3 months. That's the average there. And again, it's projected for 5, but that's typically the exit strategy for them here, 33 months.
So again, try different times, but everything is at a 5-year. When you get into syndications, and accredited investors know that, but that is if they feel that it is going to be where it's a good time to sell, that they will, do that for this actual group and then have you reinvest in other projects. So just a little bit of the project summary. Again, 88 units. It was renovated in 2001. It's a Class B. The reason why they got this actually was because it was in a trust. And once the trust, they went ahead and the previous seller went ahead and sold it because they just did not want to maintain it. They didn't want to upkeep with it. And that is why they got a really great opportunity. This is considered a de-risk. The de-risk factor of it is because it is at a fixed interest rate. It was projected, and these slides will show at 6%. They actually got it at 5.6% fixed rate, which is really good because typically it's a variable rate. Again, they've already established the values in the rents. They increased the rents when they first purchased the property, and that is why it gets to the 3-year projections. And then just the rest of the $1 million raise is just to be able to actually do the renovations. They haven't been able to do them yet. And the cool thing is the asset manager that is in place, what they assumed that the anticipated repair value was, it's actually going to be a lot less than what was anticipated. So everything's good on a good track record. If you are just started out as an accredited investor and you were looking for your first syndication deal, this, in my opinion, would be a good safe one just because of the fact that it's already being established and it's already hitting its benchmarks.
And I would say that the biggest thing here that hasn't been discussed is the occupancy. This is already at 96% occupancy. This property has been driven. The area has been driven. The tenants here are young professionals. So as you're driving around, you're in a good area. You don't see any beat-up cars or any jalopies, if you will, in the area. These are all. It's a good area. It's a good area that's on the upcoming. On the upswing, if you will, and there is a lot that's actually being planned for the immediate area.
Yeah, so there is the Riverfront Village. I've been seeing these pop up everywhere as far as the live area, the live retail shops and so forth. So 127 million of investments in the mixed use development space are going to be in there. We actually just came from Dallas and there was something very similar to this. So they're doing a lot of development and improvement in the area, which means that, it's really growing. And again, it's downtown. Stephen, you could attest to this. So on the Riverside District and a growing area. So.
Yeah. And I would say we're in Texas. We love Texas, but everybody knows about Texas. Everybody knows about Dallas. Everybody knows about Houston. we strongly believe, and this is our opinion, that Kansas, specifically Wichita, is still kind of a hidden gem that people are barely now starting to become aware of. So there's a huge upside here in this market.
So just more information about the property overview. Again, if you are interested, this will be a little bit of a deeper dive. We'll go into numbers and everything. And so this is just showing why Wichita. And it's one of the growth of one of the number one growth last.
No. It's the number one growth of jobs
in the last 10 years. And then also one of the 20 best places to travel. So that was very good news to me. Again, I wasn't very aware of it until we actually did a deeper dive with them. So excited about that.
It's all about the same thing. It's in the top 10 cities for livability, and it's in the top 10 most recession-proof cities in the U.S. For anybody that's curious still about COVID, it's number 6 and the strongest U.S. recovery from COVID-19. So that speaks in itself. They got back to work as soon as possible.
So I think in a nutshell, that's exactly what the opportunity is. What we will do, the next steps would be is if you are interested, we will provide a link in the chat for you to fill out. It's less than a minute to fill out. We will need your first name, last name. Obviously, if you are accredited or non-accredited, for this deal, it is accredited. And then we will be jumping on another webinar with all the partners to go into the real nitty gritty and the numbers and all the advantages and what their strategy is as far as on the forced appreciation and cost segregation and so forth.
So again, if you're just ready to invest, and just reach out to us. Again, if there's any questions or anything like that, like as Michelle mentioned, we're going to get on a group Zoom call for anybody that's interested to really go dive deep into the numbers and the opportunity and what that looks like on both sides.
And so they're looking to raise the rest of the funds by July 15th. So it has to be someone that's ready and able and has a liquidity to be able to already go ahead and invest in their next opportunity. So if you or anyone you know that may be interested, we welcome all. And just reach out to us and give us and let us know. Text us there, and then we'll give you the link of what we'll need to get filled out, and then we'll go from there. And when the scheduled webinar will be.
Yeah, and anybody listening to this, go ahead and call us or text us, and we'd be more than happy to send you the link for the intake form. And text us at 210-940-0112. Again, 210-940-0112.
And if anybody has any questions that's on now, feel free to ask them for these guys. But if you're watching the recording, just shoot them a text and they can send you the info. You guys can hop on that Zoom and get ready to go. So this would be great. I mean, perfect for somebody that has money sitting like in an IRA or something right now. This would be perfect for that.
So right now, I mean, we're still doing our single family, what we've been doing. We're just super excited that we've been able to fund all the deals. And right now is the best time to start to get to know us. So really, we're looking at more of the creative finance deals, which is almost the same as what we've been doing in the past of the rental back loans. We're going to be taking in a first lien mortgage, and then we'll be looking to tie a PMC, hopefully a PMC investor to as a second lien. In the raises are going to be around the same, anywhere from 30 to about 30 on up, depending on the property. So for me, I wanted to make sure that we were, had the momentum and were able to fund everything that we had before we start getting more opportunities. So it's starting to get very, very good in the sense of getting to know individuals. And then them going through our process, because there is a process of us getting to know each other, understanding what your vision is and what your goals are, and then seeing if they align with ours and with the current projects we have. So I always say, give us a couple of months, but it seems like a couple of months is always turning into a couple of weeks, which is a good thing. And we couldn't do it without, having this platform and individuals that continue to keep joining. So I know, there are, we send out some just emails and also some forums in the forum with our opportunities. So just continue to look for those.
Yeah, I love it. And if you're new, learn from what Michelle and Vin are putting out. And there's a lot of other really good content coming out right now. So different things like that is really good to do for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I do want to tell individuals that are just joining, this is, regardless if you're on the borrower or lender side, the biggest thing and what the success that we have seen is just really getting out there and talking to individuals and really getting to know them. So if you're on the borrower side, like we are, you definitely want to start to get that introduction, see what the lenders, what their risk tolerance, what they're looking for, what their buyer box is or investment box is, and go from there. So, you have to be active and be consistent, and just like in anything in real estate, but it's taken us some time to be able to really get to know people in here. And it's just been awesome because we've been able to grow with individuals. If you visit our sites, you'll see that we have now testimonials coming up from individuals that have lent to us within the group. So that's just kind of my 2 cents in regards of how to really maximize a private money club.
Oh yeah, and if you guys can still see my screen, I'm like, for anybody that's curious whether or not to join, I would say 100% if you got to start off free. But the real value is if you put skin in the game and you actually treat it as a business, it's incredible what you can do with PMC. So here's our most recent deal that we're actually talking about as a new deal, and actually within the actual forum here. A little bit more information, but again, this is just an extreme high overview for anything else, and you just kind of want to click here, make sure and sign up here, and then it's basically so that we know whether it'd be a good fit or not. Again, we want to talk to everybody, but this is our immediate need that we're trying to get funded here, literally in less than the next 2 weeks. So anybody that's an accredited investor, we're going to jump on the phone before we would with anybody else, and that's just being completely transparent with the group. But yeah, there's so much value, but you just gotta treat PMC and everything that you're doing just like anything else in life, like a business. Whatever you put into it is what you can get out of it. And so we love the group. There isn't too much that we don't think is possible within the group. As had a good conversation with you, Stephen, and another one with Chris, and we love hearing that we're some of the most active people in the group. And I'd say that the proof is in the pudding. Literally everything that we thought would take a year to fund, we got done in 6 months, if that. Like now it's moving, it's allowing us time and the opportunity to move into bigger, to then be able to create bigger opportunities for other members. And we just love it by all means. So I know we had a brief discussion about Texas. Hopefully, we can make something happen there and really just help grow PMC.
Yeah, I love it. There's definitely a lot going on and a lot of good stuff. And, people like yourselves just make the community that much better, and it raises everybody up. So it's a beautiful thing. All right, cool. Do you guys have anything else today you want to go through, or?
No, I think we're good. I know that this will be a short call, but no, I think we're good for today.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Like I said, we'll get this emailed out tomorrow to everybody, do a little 4th of July special. So if you're on live right now, thanks for coming on. Usually, we'll have a lot more people on these things and get a little more interactive. But for the time being, definitely connect with Michelle and Vin, and we'll see you guys next week. Hope everybody has a good 4th of July. Michelle and Vin, you guys have any 4th of July plans?
To get this project funded.
Yeah, no.
Cool. Well, let's do it, man. It sounds like a great project you have going there. And like I said, I have a little spot in my heart for Wichita. It's a cool place, and Kansas really is a great state. Good people there, and I think it's really a really cool looking project. It looks like it's going to be a good one. So congratulations on being involved with that and kind of starting to get into that multifamily space and grow in your business. That's exciting.
It is exciting. So
perfect. Thank you, Stu,
thank you so much for the opportunity.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, Marina.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see y'all soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.